Hey guys, Circa here, and welcome back to Expeditions of Viking. We are at the Sea Henge, and it's actually a hell of a lot further away than I actually thought it was. I had to travel from Perth all the way up here, but that's fine. It took maybe half a day. Found a church on the way there. I'm thinking about it. This is a large and wealthy stone church, but that could help hurt our relations with the Picts. If we're going to raid a church, we might want to go down to York and do it there. Or do it at this beach village, which we might end up doing. Oh, there's a town there? Oh, that's McDonald's farm. We were just there. Anywho, I rested everyone up. Everyone's fully rested, ready to go. Zero fatigued, zero injured. People are pleased. People are waving, loyal, whatever. Let's go. Let's do this. And we're going to take Afe. Not Morkent. We need to take people that aren't Christians. So, Afe will go. Aleph. Alright. That seems good to me.
This place makes the hair stand on the back of my neck. Do you get that too?
Maybe. Let's look around real quick.
Do you see the reflection? I wonder, if you come here on a certain day when the tide is just right, would you be able to cross over?
An older woman catches your attention. She is clad in plain garb, yet possessed of a regal bearing. As you enter the ring of logs, she is counseling the young couple in how to conceive children. But as soon as you step through the opening, all eyes are upon you. The face of the priestess lights up with recognition as her eyes fall upon Afe. Do my eyes deceive me? Afe of Kate. Afe shrinks slightly. Aye. So it was a good idea that we bring her. Aye, your eyesight's in fine condition. The priestess bows with a flourish. It's a great honor, princess. My family has always been proud subjects of Kite. What are you doing in the company of Vikings? Afe looks increasingly unhappy with the attention. This is Aramis Sarcaster of Skirn. He has some questions. The priestess turns her attention to you with poorly concealed trepidation. We bid you faulty. There we go. We bid you faulty, Vikings who keep company with Nalmak, Bronnan's daughter, despite the ravaging of your kinsmen. Breathe easy, Gaidya. Always seek from you as answers. Of answers I have plenty, but what is this title you address me with? Githia. It's our title for a woman wise to the traditions of the gods. Are you not such a woman? Oh, I see. My functions here can be described in such a way that is true, but I carry no title here. I'm just a farmer's wife. If you have come seeking spiritual guidance, I don't think I can give you what you need. We're looking for a druid. We seek audience with him. Our druid? If only we had one, perhaps our faith would be stronger. Then again, we've all been challenged plenty on our faith of these past few years. We were told you would know where the whereabouts of the last druid. You don't know the man we mean. Her eyes flicker for a moment. If she hadn't been addressing Aslafir, you might have noticed. But it has all the hallmarks of a tell. The priestess is lying. I'm sorry. I don't think I can be of any help. It would be a great honor for us to talk to this man. Your faith may be dying here, but in our lands, the old gods still reign. She fixes you with a scrutinizing look. It's clear that you have due respect for the old druid, and it's true that we share many things through our faith. We only wish to pay our respects to the druid as the highest leader of your traditional faith, one that is closely related to ours. You speak well for yourselves. I grant you that. Very well, I'll help you. I don't know if it's what he'd want, but I can only pray you won't displease him. I have never met the druid myself, but my grandmother told me he had left us to protect himself. He sought refuge in the highlands, far away from dangers of society and politics. The old woman described a path through the highlands to the mouth of a ravine where the last of the druids allegedly lives. I think you'll find it difficult to convince him to leave his self-imposed exile, but I wish you good luck. Nefya, Teal, Aislif, If, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do it. Wow, lots of herbs. Now we cross. Cross back. Around a bit more. Oh, two boys one around 15 years of age, the other much younger, are crouched at the edge of the creek. The moment's observation reveals their errand. The older boy is teaching the younger how to tickle fish. The lesson is confined to be a purely theoretical level, as the creek is much too shallow for fish. Killian Makkaline. As soon as they become aware of your presence, the boys get on their feet. The older of the two steps in front of his friend and greets you with a hesitant smile. Wow, I've never seen people such as you. Are you from Northumbria or Strathclyde? Much further away than that boy, we're Vikings. The older boy puts a hand on his young friend's shoulder and nudges him forward. Going to run along back to your dad. The kid walks past you slowly, head bowed in fear. Then he sets off down the path as soon as he's past you. The older boy clears his throat. I'm Cillian. I've heard stories of Vikings. To be honest, I never figured they were true. They make you out to be demons or some such. Is it true your ships look like dragons? Yes, that's true. It's part of our religion. Aye, that's right. You're not Christian. They say you worship ancient violent gods that thirst for retribution against the spreading light of Christ. Don't believe everything here. The corners of Cillian's mouth curve upwards. He seems powerfully intrigued. If you don't mind me asking, what are you hoping to find out here? We're looking for a hermit. I know the man you're speaking of. I'll take you to him if you want. I think he'll be very interested to meet you. He stands there for a moment, looking you over with a strangely excited air about him. Come on, this way. Okay, that was by accident. The air in the cave is surprisingly warm and dry, but whatever supernatural blessing of the air circulation responsible for it has failed to prevent an oppressive stiffness from settling over the area. Cillian hollers into the cave as you enter, and his words reflect sharply of the irregularly angled walls. Mirrodin, I brought you visitors. They're not Christians. A coarse voice returns from within the darkness, deep with authority but uneven with age. How old he looks. Lad, your kindness will undo us both. I would not have chosen a cave to live in if I wanted to entertain guests. Cillian gives you a reassuring smile. He'll settle down when he sees you. Come on. Alright, let us go. Come on, guys. Are they going their own way? Oh, they're all going their own way. The man who awaits in the central chamber looks just as if you might have imagined. A dark gray beard reaches almost to his belt and blends seamlessly into the unassuming wool robe. His eyes judge you with a calculating clarity that makes you feel small despite the situation, and just for a moment you might actually believe that this man could be 1,000 years old. I thought, your guests, carrying a legion's worth of steel into my home. Have you no thought for the safety of an old man, Cillian? Full boy. Cillian doesn't look particularly troubled by this admonishment. They are Vikings. They worship the old gods. Yes, and if I had taught you more about the old gods, you know that is no guarantee of kinship. The old man's eyes have never left you, but only now does he address you directly. Well then, Viking, tell me who you are. My name is Aramis Starcaster of Jorah Starcasterson. Faulty to my hall. Aramis Starcaster of Jorah Starcasterson. If I had expected foreign dignitaries, I would have summoned the servants to tidy up the place. I am called Murden Emir. If you came to speak to the last of the druids, then you have found him. Please control your disappointment. Why have you sought me out? On behalf of the Castellan of the Picts, I'd like to invite you to Perth. The old man waves his hand dismissively and turns his back on you to inspect some mistletoe hanging on a string. It's a fearless gesture. King this and king that. These kings, they come and go. I owe them no allegiance. My only loyalty is to the faith. Royal advisor is a respected position. You'll be duly rewarded. Aye, but only while this king is of yours reigns. As soon as he is usurped, as all kings quickly are, I can expect to share his fate. Cannot fault a man for not giving his loyalty away so easily. Mirrodin regards you with an impeccable way of a man who said all that needs to be said. Tell me about your faith. No, I will not. Christians are nigh, you're strangers to me. Diplomacy. How about I tell you something of my faith, and you can return the favor? Very well. How about I tell you a story from my faith instead? Let's go with diplomacy. This appears to catch the old man's interest. Oh, a bargain, I accept. I see you collect mistletoe. The plant has an important role in the tale of Balder, son of Odin and Frigg. When Balder was born, Frigg made all the things in the world, living and otherwise, swear an oath that they would never hurt her son, but she had not made the mistletoe swear, as it was too young for such an oath. Odin strokes his beard. Interesting youth. One day, all the gods were gathered. They decided to test the oath by throwing everything they could at Balder, and they saw that nothing hurt him, but his brother Loki, ever the schemer, had made an arrow from mistletoe and convinced the blind god Hod, who was also brother to them both, to shoot Balder with it. The druid smiles, but says nothing to interrupt you. The arrow killed Bald. We have stories of our own that echo yours. In fact, I've heard several variations of the same tale. Perhaps the inevitability of tragedy, even among the gods, makes it easier for us mere mortals to accept our own cruel fates. You promise to tell me something of your own religion. He grumbles but nods. Then let us remain on the subject of mistletoe. Few things are more sacred to us than this plant. It's extremely rare in these parts, but thanks to Cillian, I know of one good hard timbered oak nearby whereupon it grows. There is a ritual to gather mistletoe. Upon the 6th day of the moon, we bring a sacrifice to the tree and feast beneath it. It's meant to be a banquet befitting a king. We would bring 2 white bulls, horns tied, to be sacrificed, but those days are ages past. I climb the tree, well, Cillian does these days, and cut the mistletoe with a sickle, which I catch in a white cloak. It's meant to be a golden sickle, but we make do with what we have. Needless to say, we go without the white bulls as well. From a mistletoe thus harvested and duly prayed over, we make a potent drink that is an antidote to all poisons. Is there nothing I can do to convince you to come with me? There is not. If you respect my will, tell your king I am long dead. Tell him all that remained of me was an old grave, overgrown with lichen. Like it. Cillian catches your eye as you turn. He nods subtly back towards the mouth of the cave, and then sets off in that direction. Damn it, old man! It's back here. Jeez, this is a real cave, isn't it? Okay. I won't set any further feet into it unless when we come back I will, but Cillian. Outside the cave, Cillian looks almost as disappointed as you should feel. Sorry it turned out this way. I was sure you and Myrddin would get along. He's always on about Christianity's suppression of the old ways. He wanted to talk. Do you have a way to convince the old man? I can't convince Myrddin of anything. The man's 1,000 years old. He'd probably made up his mind a century ago. How can I change that? He's not 1,000 years old, son. Such a thing is impossible. I've lived in this place my whole life. Who am I to say? You lived here your whole life. Wouldn't you like to get out and see the world? Wouldn't you like to go out and see the world? He scratches his nose while he thinks, listen, I need to catch fireflies for the old man's ritual. If you come along, we can talk on the way. Okay. Beautiful game, really is. Fucking pretty. I'm so sorry! A young boy from earlier is chasing fireflies with a girl about his age. When they see you, they freeze for a moment, then they run in a wide circle past you and back towards the village. Cillian looks worried. Oh shit, I hope those wee pests don't tell their parents they saw us together. But they worry at crooked faith. Cillian suddenly looks a lot older. I have not been entirely honest with my family about Myrddin. I know they suspect I visit the old man, but I try to hide it, and every time it comes up, there's been a big fight. You have to understand, this isn't a village, it's a homestead. Everyone is related. When you live in a place like this to break from the fold. Why do your parents hate Myrddin so much? Cillian's quiet for a time. While he unpacks some jars from his sack, he hands you one and takes a few steps away to catch the nearest insect. With his back turned, it seems easier for him to talk. My parents are dead. They were killed in some stupid feud many years ago. My cousin Douglas and his brothers avenged them. Then he and Meyer took me in, treated me like a brother. That blasted feud is still on, of course. It's old as sin, and it'll never end until everyone is dead. That's how things work up here in the Highlands. In a few moments chasing the fireflies around the small clearing. Every time you got one, you find a jar empty. One streaks right past your face, and you fell towards it and went too late, narrowly missing Abe's face with your elbow. Myrddin was here before us. As far as I know, he's always lived in that little cave, and the problem is everyone here is all Christian, of course. Fervently so, they don't understand Myrddin, but he frightens them. You should hear the things they say about him, that he's in league with the devil, that he takes children in the night and sacrifices them to dark powers. No children have ever been lost from the village, mind you. They're just trying to scare the wee ones to stay away from him. Cillian's voice is thick and unsteady now. Always wanted to tell them to just shut up about him. But he's just a nice old man who wants to be left alone, but they don't want to hear it. So we have these fights, and a long moment of silence follows. I swear sometimes I think, if they knew I've apprenticed myself to Myrddin, they'd kill me, but not Dub. But the rest of them. When a firefly disappears somewhere into the... Ignore the firefly. Sounds like you need to get out of here. You'd be safer in Perth if you come with us. Emily stops to think on it, and the local firefly population breathes a sigh of relief. His jar already buzzes with half a dozen of them. I'd come, you know, if Myrddin would go as well. I've learned much from him, but he still has so much left to teach me. So much wisdom, stories of the old gods, knowledge of the Weld, his rituals. He raises his head and stares off into the distance, though his sight lines are blocked by fears in every direction. I'll talk to him again. I've never told him how unsafe I feel around my own family. If he sees how much this means to me, he'll go with you. Cillian closes his own jar, confused, blinks penetrating the thin cloth and hands it to you. Please bring these to Myrddin back in the cave. I'll meet you and him at the stones on the peak. I'm going to go and reassure Douglas and Milmeyer. Take care of yourself. I'm not the one who will be climbing those rotten old stairs to the peak for the first time. Watch your footing. Oh, jeez. Okay, now we go back. There's a lot of different types of followers. I hope they're all about the same thing. Superstitious, conceited, aggressive, passive, and some other words I don't know how to pronounce. You find Merton sitting cross-legged on the edge of his wooden platform, slowly roasting some manner of herb above a candle. Behold, the return of the Vikings. I was not expecting to see you again, Hermes. Did you eat my apprentice? His business is home. He should be here soon. He inks a glass of fireflies out of your hands, obviously oblivious of the rudeness. Ah, he brought the flies. Very good. I can prepare the ritual while we wait for Cillian. What ritual are you planning? A ritual of cleansing of sort. It's meant to keep the power flowing strong through the standing stones atop the mountain. Of course, once the stones are cleaned, in a spiritual sense, they must be cleaned properly. It's quite tedious. That's what apprentices are for. Ask him why the Druids disappeared. When the Roman Empire conquered us, they spent centuries suppressing the cultures of those who came before them. We Druids wielded great power here, and the Romans needed us gone so they could rule instead. It is my greatest sorrow that they were successful. Much was lost. Who were the Druids? Oh, my dear lad, it pains me that you must ask. The Druids used to be the rulers of all these lands, and yours too, if I'm not mistaken, which should not be rolled out, mind you. They were guardians of the laws of men as well as gods. They presided over the rituals of the divine, and they upheld justice among men. They were the learned, the powerful, the elders of their time that offered counsel to those in need. What is the purpose of those stones? Is there anything we can help? What is the purpose? Well, what do you think? To preserve wisdom, what other purpose could there be? I've done my best to keep the writing current. Throughout the years, the original symbols were only known to the Druids. Is there anything we can do to help the ritual? The old Druid chuckles like the creek outside his cave. If you want to get your hands dirty with something other than the blood of Christians, I'd be happy to have your help. Refreshing the old inscriptions is hard labor. Meriden seems to hear something behind you and cranes his neck to look past you, seeing nothing. He furrows his eyebrows. Where's the boy? He should have been here by now. A sharp voice echoes down the tunnel, and the harsh reverb exposes undertones of outrage. Sorcerer, you've gone too far. 6 young men and women from the village have gathered between you and the exit. They're all armed and itching for a fight. We were content to leave you in peace as long as you minded your own business, but this, consorting with heathen warriors. He raises his axe and levels it directly at the old man, whose face is frozen in surprise. The hermit is under our protection. If you attack him, you will be crushed. We'll tell them to back off and that we don't want to fight them. If you didn't want to fight, you should have stayed out of the forest, Viking. Right there. Aye, you and that druid cavorting out here in this cave so close to my wife and son, it makes me sick. Last chance to back off, I'm warning you. Katil, are you kidding me? Katil's arrow sings as it leaves the bow and embeds itself in the young trapper's eye socket with a sickening crunch. Douglas' son stays on his feet for a few seconds, his other eye blinking in mute confusion, before he falls backwards like a log. Oh my god. Silence fills the cave. The villagers' eyes are all fixed on the dead cousin, while your herdmen stare in astonishment at Katil. What, was it obvious to no one else where this was going? Why? Why, Katil? Why? Oh, we go first again! Alright. Well then, Oh, we could fight there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have her do quick shot. You missed that close. Come on, girl. Come on. Block deflected. That's not good. Well, we could try quick shot with Katil. Deflected it. Missed. Oh, we have the old man with us. Okay, move me there. Move her there. And there. I shouldn't have done quick shot. We'll talk on non-lethal attacks. Well, Ape is going down. That's for sure.
Knew I'd go out like this.
I messed up. Block it! Or not. That person didn't seem to hurt that much, though. Okay, demoralize, which is fine. Absorb the block. Move him back out of the way. Oh shit, I forgot about attack of opportunity. In the way. Okay, quick shot. Put on him. One on him. Okay, kill him. Hopefully I don't get taken down. Okay, enter. And I can use... Oh, this is perfect. I can use her to pull the shield away, and he won't be able to block. Yeah. Exposed. Poke him. And then reckless strike. Finish him. And then Katil should be able to do a quick shot from there. One more. And now this person's stuck inside. Ah, the old man's much too weak. Oh, she punched. Okay, he's fine. Finish it! Or don't finish it and let him finish it. I'll finish it. Victory. We didn't kill anybody. Oh, we killed one person. Afe has a light puncture. The last of the young villagers falls, and Mirrodin surveys the carnage with a faintly horrified expression. We just knocked them all out. Only one of them's dead. So it has come to this. His fist clenches at his sides. Perhaps it was only a matter of time. Unless it did, I never thought they would go this far, but... He stops himself mid-sentence and eyes widen. Cillian. You must go to the homestead. My apprentice must be in grave danger. Whatever they're planning, you have to save him. We'll go at once. If you bring him back to me safe, we'll both come with you to Perth. It's clear we're no longer wanted here. I'll meet you at the top of the mountain. I have to pack my things. Now, go. Eat them. Katil, I can't believe you! Why? A manner of description has been spread around the mushrooms. Dread must be farmed. Was that it? Was that everyone? Okay. Well, I would say I would go back here. Nothing. Oh, but there's stuff back here. A chest. What could be inside? Mistletoe. A sling named Mistletoe. Alright, let's leave. Didn't want to miss that. Oh my god, they're burning him. The situation in the village beggars belief. Between the huts and the forest behind them, men and women of the village have tied up Cillian to a pole, stacked hay beneath him. He looks badly beaten. As you follow into the courtyard, Douglas is engaged in a loud fight with his older brother. You can't do this to him. I'm trying to redeem the boy, you daft bastard. If we just kill him, his soul will be lost. I don't want him dead at all. Fuck's sake, man. Your son and his wife are out there feasting off against a group of Vikings. We should go and help him. This is for Cillian's own sake. That pagan sorcerer has corrupted his soul. He must be cleansed. Where are you even getting this shit? Toloric, the old priest, bless his soul, never taught anything like it. At the corner of reside, Toloric sees a group of Vikings watching him and mouths agape. You, how are you here? What did you do to our children? They are no match for us, but we spared them. For a moment, Toloric is almost overcome with relief, but then his anger gets the better of him. You spared them, liar. Let Cillian go, and we'll spare you too. It's more mercy than we deserve, Toloric. Be reasonable. And comes running in from behind the village where he must have been preparing to burn Toloric alive. Bring us the sorcerer. Toloric spins on his heels to face Aiden. The bargain with these monsters? Shut it, Toloric. Vikings bring us the sorcerer that we may kill him in Cillian's place, then we will release the boy. No, listen. He places a heavy hand on Douglas soldiers. Douglas's shoulder. This is how it has to be. Someone must pay. Aiden stares Toloric down until the older man averts his eyes. It comes very close to being a nod. Aiden then turns his attention back to you. I can't. The body has to die, but if you force a choice, I'll fight you. Aleph cranes his neck to see past the huts. If you plan to save Cillian, you better get there quick. It looks like they're ready to start the fire. I have to save the boy. He's no older than Thorkel. You know what? I think the only way to keep these people alive is to kick their asses. That's the way they want. We can make it happen. Douglas is pleading with his eyes. Don't make me fight you. If you attack my family, I have to defend them. Sorry, Douglas. We're saving your cousin. Quick shot. Nope. No kills. Ah, shit, he missed. Aim shot. Reckless strike. Should finish her. A stun. Prowler. Ah, I resisted. Why does everyone always resist the stun? Yep. Activate a tier's favor instead of attacking the turn. Demoralize. I'm confident we can kill 3 of them this turn. Oh, never mind. He ran. You punched me? How dare you? You punched the shield? Yeah, you're gonna miss with quick shot from that far away. You're not landing it. Yeah. Okay. Quick shot. Don't miss, please. Oh my god. Okay. That one. Oh my god. You're fucking useless. You're as useless as Katil. Oh my god. So useless. Why are you so useless? You pulled the shield away. Why are you both so fucking useless? The character I made was not that bad. So instead of killing 3, we killed 1 because our archers can't land anything. Oh my god, they're running. Okay, we have 4 turns to sort this out.
Not even in the top 10 worst pains I've felt.
Shoot him. You're right in his face.
That must have hurt.
Quick shot, please don't miss. I need you to land this. can't let them run. Okay. Intern. Oh, there's a girl back there? You shoot me with that arrow, I swear. You didn't. Okay, where's our closest archer? Okay, this should kill him. Fuck. No! I'm not gonna make it. Oh my god. Land it, Katil. You have to. Yes! The battle is won, but the war was lost. Cillian is dead. What do you mean he's dead? We saved him! Wait, how could you do such a thing to your own kin? Honor is a powerful thing. It pushes men to great deeds or drives them from horrible crimes. The druid will be devastated. Oh wow, so we did get... It was possible to save him, but I thought we did save him. We had 1 round left. That was pretty stupid. Okay, so Cillian is in a pretty sorry state. His body is bloody and his body is bruised. However, thanks to your timely intervention, he still breathes. Are you alright? Can you walk? The kid tries to speak, but his voice fails him. He nods heavily and staggers into position behind you. We had 1 turn left to save him. The girl wasn't even there yet. I don't understand how he died, but we saved him this time. I went way more aggressive this time. Oh, I forgot to loot. And this time I was killing fuckers. I just went like all-out charge mode. I guess they don't have anything if I can't loot them. Okay. Well, I will take that fur or hide. Yeah, we will be on our way. Over here. But all that matters is that we saved him. We should have said, I don't understand how we didn't save him the first time, but we saved him. Oh lad, thank the Dagda, you're alive. The kid tries to speak, but his voice fails him. He settles for sobbing uncontrollably into the old man's shoulder. I know, you're safe now. They can't hurt you anymore. Mirrodin lifts his head to reward you with a grateful smile. Thank you, Aramis. I have no doubt we would both be dead without your help. If not today, perhaps in a month. I just want you back in Perth safe and sound. We'll both come with you. You've earned my respect, and besides, there's nothing for us here any longer. He places a hand on your shoulder. You go on ahead. We'll be right behind you. Elaborate symbols are carved deep into these rocks. They've clearly been meticulously maintained, as no trace of lichen that grows at the base of each rock obscures the inscriptions. Inspect. You recognize one set of symbols. You've seen them on other standing stones you've come across on your travels. With dawning realization, you notice that some of the markings in one of the unfamiliar inscriptions bear a striking resemblance to the runes of your mother tongue. Once you've made this connection, you begin to see familiar patterns emerge in the text. With these messages side by side, you might be able to translate the inscriptions on the other stones you found. Let's try to translate our census 6, so... failed. Studying the different sets of symbols, but nothing comes of it except a mild headache and a distinct impatience among your herdmen. Perhaps we just need more material to study. We can always return here if we find more of these stones. Nah, I could do it. No, I can't. Let's leave. The moment when you go to drink your ginger ale and you smell tea. I love tea, but that was just a weird sensation. Alright guys, that is all the time I have for this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a comment and a like. And if you want to see more of Expeditions Viking, make sure you click the subscribe button and notification button so you know when I upload the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.